Hello, this is Great Man from Great Man Radio Show on this Thursday. Hope everybody's having a great Thursday. I gotta turn this down off. Alrighty. What a week, what a month, and everything's still going crazy here in South Carolina. We still ain't figuring out what they're gonna do. I hope everybody's having a great Thursday, and this is Great Man for the Great Man Radio Show on this gorgeous, it's gonna turn out to be a nice day here. But right now, this feels like a chilly 50 or 60. I don't know where we're at on the temperature right now. It ain't where we thought it would be this morning or this afternoon. It's a cloudy, chilly day outside right now with the wind blowing. But other than that, it's still nice. At least the weather didn't get bad here again like they were expecting to and everything. And that's a good thing. And we was monitoring, had one tornado warning. It came out near Anderson County, Anderson, South Carolina yesterday, and they had clouds rotating with one person on the ground. It was kind of confirmed by radar, but the circulation was there, but it never did nothing, and it finally disappeared after that. Thank goodness, because I thought it was going to be headed towards where I live, and then it was going to be moving south of the area, but never turned out anything. You got a lot of heavy rain. No, never had thunder or lightning during this storm system. A lot of wind. Knocked out a lot of power, what I've have read this morning in some places in Greenville and other parts of the upstate of South Carolina. Other than that, everybody's doing fine. Still, they're having to clean up all the tornado damage and from over the weekend storm. At least this weekend it's going to be nice and 80-degree weather, and still can't go out and do anything still. But other than that, thanks for listening to the Great Man Radio Show too. I love doing this, and I always wanted to work in radio. I know I said this so many times. Everybody hears that over and over. Yes, I always wanted to work in a radio station. I love playing music. I love 80s music is my biggest thing. 80s music. I drive with CDs, play 80s music. Some new stuff. But it's always on a station that plays 80s music or, mostly that and everything else. But I'm not doing, I love my 80s. I love, I got 80s videos on DVD. I have a lot of different things. And a lot of different old ones. And there's one, everybody talks about this one video by Duran Duran called Girls on Film. If you've seen it depends on versions you've seen of this Girls on Film there. Block out things on that original version, and I have a version that they don't have seen, and I have that original version, the one that is not censored or anything. I have seen that one several times, and have a lot of different other ones. And one thing, I have a lot of Weird Al Yankovic's best of collection. I have a Michael Jackson best of collection. I have ZZ Top's best of DVD. I have one of their keychains too. I have never seen ZZ Top, or the only person I have seen in concert for the first time ever been in Nashville. Well, I've been in a lot of different concerts downtown live and stuff here in Greenville. But I see a big celebrity. I met Kelly Clarkson, got to see her play at the Furman University back in, what year was that? Around 2011, 2012. I won a Text to Win for a radio station locally here. Got to meet her and got a picture taken with her. It's framed in the room in there of me and Kelly. Then I did another Text to Win one. Met CM Punk at the same radio station that I was doing the Text to Win with. Got my picture with him. He autographed a couple of things. I couldn't get Kelly Clarkson's autograph. I wanted to so badly. That was the most hardest thing not to do. I have got to see the New Kids on the Block, and during their tour here, the 80s mixtape tour with finally got to see them play with I'm trying to think of Salt and Pepper. I have those videos actually on my Greater Man Radio Show page, Facebook / Greater Man, and you can find them on YouTube on my actual YouTube page too, where most of my show goes to on Greg Tuck up there on YouTube. those videos are up there of the actual concert from what I did. And I have good video from where we were sitting, from where I actually got to see Tiffany and Naughty by Nature. I have the actual, I had the T-shirt for that concert also. I even got good pictures of Donnie and all them on the stage, and I got some pictures my wife would love to see. I had one of them. I got lucky and caught it where I can go back in the video and capture it. I'm learning more things on this phone than I ever have. The actually video you can make it look like you captured it as a picture. That's kind of cool. Other than that, I'm doing pretty good here today. I'm just, I love watching paranormal shows. We watch, I probably mentioned that several times. I love doing paranormal shows. I love having actually somebody on my show where we can do an interview on paranormal and stuff. And I might reach out to some of the paranormal investigation places, people around here in South Carolina, around Spartanburg or Greenville. If they're any around on Facebook, I might try to reach out to them. And I do follow a lot of them, a lot of different ones. I love talking about my doggy, little Dachshund miniature. He's a sweet puppy at times, but he can be other things. But we rescued him about 5 years ago now. It's been a long time. We rescued him, and my wife saw him on the Greenville Animal Care, and we rescued him from there. Somebody didn't want him anymore, and they gave him up. And they couldn't take care of him, and we saw him. And now, when I first saw him, I was like, "How do you know we're gonna like the dog?" Because she's out there buying stuff for the dog, and I fell in love with him as soon as he licked my face. That's what started it all. He's got this one unique spot on his face. On his nose is really cute. It's a white spot. I don't even see no other Dachshund like that. But he keeps me company here, and sometimes you hear him barking during my shows here if he's wanting something. Everything. Hello, puppy. I know you want up here. Come on. Oh, that's one thing being live right now is there's been interruption. If you watch the Game Show Network, we like watching Masterminds. Ken Jennings, that originally from the been on Jeopardy, he has been dominating these shows. Nobody's have ever beat him. He's beat. We got these two other people that's on there called Muffy and Jonathan. They're like, one of them, Muffy's a historian. Jonathan, I don't know what he is, chess player or something. But that's what I'm seeing now on the screen. And they're like, Ken, he just runs them over. But Muffy has been defeated a couple of times. Only been maybe two people won $10,000, but they never can beat Ken. Ken Jennings never can be beat on this show. That's another thing. And that's, it's a pretty good show. I watch it all the time. And it's the same girl that hosted this other show that's on right now on Game Show. The one with the big guy. What is this show? I don't even know what it is. The Chase, I think it's called. You got to defeat the mastermind dude. Chase. You got to try to catch up with the guy that's up there. He's real smart. I only seen one time somebody beat him one time and he took home $51,000 on this show. She's the host of this one, is actually host of that show. Yep. None of that. We ought to pray. We are. My show is brought to you by Clancy's Stackers. Actually, it's imitations of Pringles, but they taste pretty good. The cheddar cheese one tastes really good of this, but not the plain ones real well. People are still out there, And I was watching a video from the local comic book store live last night in the Borderlands. They was actually selling their comic books online last night on Facebook, and doing a Facebook sale live on television. There, people, you just tell them what they want and you want. There was one Shazam Superman and Shazam comic book I like to read. I want to see if it's in my Shazam book I got over here with all the history of Shazam. I'm hoping it's in there. If it is, I'll be happy. It's the one where Shazam and Superman switches. Shazam ends up taking over Superman's powers and turns into Superman, and Shazam. Superman turns into Shazam. Whatever way the cover reads of the magazine, of the comic book. But I still ain't found my Shazam #1 issue of 2019. I have the part, the #2 issue, but I don't know where my first issue got. I remember getting it because it was a special issue with the actual cover. And when we got back on the cruise in 2019, I don't know where it went. That's the bad part. I have the first issue of Shazam 1973. I even have a big book one of Shazam too. I collect all kind of comic books. I have ZZ Tops. I even have the Schuster Jackson comic book. I love, the Schuster Jackson is a distant, well, he's actually my great-grandma's first cousin. Well, actually, her dad's first cousin, my grandma's cousin is his. And we are a family of Schuster, and I have a lot of Schuster Jackson stuff. I've been to the museum several times and everything, and one day I want to actually go back there again. I've been meaning to go out to I have to take me a while to find it again if I go out there. Actually do a live video from there on my podcast. I'm actually on Facebook.com/GreatDemand45. Actually do it on there and actually do a video live from his grave and talk to people and the history and everything. And I have a black bat, looks like similar to his, but not quite. But I have one. It's the miniature black bat I bought from the museum. I have a Schuster Jackson hat. I even have a Schuster Jackson jersey that was made by Slugger, Louisville Slugger, Louisville, and they got the patches and stuff on it and everything, and things. And I have a lot of baseball jerseys. I have the Atlanta Braves, Greenville Drive. I got a couple of football jerseys. Green Bay Packers, number 16 when we got married in that jersey. I have Atlanta Falcons, Matt Ryan. I had Kerry. I have #1. Now he's not even playing with them anymore. I even have a sweatshirt with his name on the back of it. But it has Carolina Panthers. I'm going to still wear this stuff. I don't care. I have another jersey that used to be a defensive lineman. Can't even think of his name now. He was playing with Green Bay too, and then he came back to Carolina and retired. Can't think of it. I've been to several college. Well, I've been to several NFL training camps when it first started up in '95. The first game I went to was at Clemson and Carolina Panthers played the 49ers. That was the first time I ever seen the 49ers up close. That's one of my other favorite teams. And I played at Clemson. I got to go to that game. It was cool. Got to see Steve Young and I have I've been down to the training camp. I got a ball. It's autographed by Jerry Richardson, Sam Mills, Kerry Collins, about the first team of the '95 season. And it's pretty cool. I collect all kind of autographs. I have racing, wrestling, baseball. I have met Rusty Wallace and got to see him. I have a picture of that one where he was signing autographs at the sports club, the sports thing. It used to be in Spartanburg next to where Walmart used to be, and before they moved where they were, and that place closed down and went out. Like all this good stuff, it used to be in the malls. It was good. This one sports store, I got friends with them, and that's where I got my first Atlanta Braves and got interviewed for the 92 or 91 series. I have that on VHS tape. I need to convert it over. A lot of stuff I always got interviewed. Whenever there was something going on, I was there. It never failed. I was there when they first started selling Carolina Panthers t-shirts in '95 and got a t-shirt there. I think I didn't get interviewed, but I think I was on video that day. I was wearing Atlanta Braves stuff at the mall and got interviewed that time. back when Tom Glavine and all them guys were up there doing all that kind of stuff. And uh, I miss baseball really badly. I played the video games here and watched baseball and that. And they were running the 95 World Series. I have a 95 World Series ring, too. I even have the Shoeless Jackson 1917 World Series replica. And we got that one. And we have the 95 World Series, the Atlanta Braves World Series ring. I love that stuff. It's just, like, I have a lot of things. I even have stock in Atlanta Braves. My wife got that back on Father's Day for me from her and my daughter. It's kind of cool. And I have that stock hanging on the wall in there. And I got another sign that says Braves Country. I have Greenville Drive, big long bat, and I have another thing that says Greenville Drive on it. I've been asking them to let me throw out the ball there, since I'm related to Shoeless, but they never would let me. I would love to throw out the ball for the first time somewhere like that. That'd be cool. Something I've never done. I've been to several games there. I even worked there as a event staff one time and just enjoyed it. I would love to be an announcer, not an announcer, but I would love to take over their radio show they have on the Greenville Drive and actually turn it into something, maybe two people announce the ball game up there. That guy was on the radio. I hate to, I know he might have been the guy who was doing it, but he was so boring. He wouldn't get excited about the game. It's like, I know it was kind of like, there's sometimes them games will go back and forth and they're like, okay, they're like, but you're trying to listen to the radio from here and it's like, I don't know. I know they have a Greenville Drive has an app on the TuneIn radio. And they're having a Greenville Drive on TuneIn radio thing and it announces the ball games. I never forget the listening on the radio when Michael Jordan started playing. When the Greenville Braves were playing, back when we had the Greenville Braves before the Drive ever came up. I think it was Drive or Braves. I don't remember what they had up there. Michael Jordan came to the plate. I was listening to it on the radio. It was cool. That was before this came up with phones and apps and all that good stuff back then. And now, everybody can do all kind of different things now. And I think you can actually have... now you can do podcasting. People are coming up with all kinds of cool things now you can do. And since all this now stay-at-home stuff has been happening, people are doing everything. And I've been doing this since 2019, January 11th. Is actually when this started, of 2019. And then I had my first interview with Joe Bronzy, a big comedian that lives up in New York. And we kind of converse back and forth from time to time. And everything, and it's like we're like trying to get good things out of it. And I love interviewing people on my show, and I supposed to got it hooked up with this guy to talk, but he's been busy doing his own podcasting and like going around down where he lives in Pickens and everything. And I love what I do. I just, I love to play music and stuff. That's why I play a lot of music when I do my show sometimes. And tomorrow's my big Friday Blast Off show that I love to do too, and everything. I always like to shout out to these big old sponsors like Wendy's and Hardee's and Arby's and all that good food and stuff out there. We had Papa John's pizza last night. It was okay. It was not my best pizza. We like the cheese. She liked the cheese sticks better than the pizza. I don't know. They had better cheese sticks than anything. And the pizza was okay. It's just I couldn't eat no more of it. I'm done after 2 slices of theirs. But it was still good to have and stuff yesterday. I'll be glad we actually go into a restaurant like Longhorn Steakhouse. That's what I was trying to think of yesterday. And places like that, they actually sit down. My wife wants a steak, but she wants to sit down and eat it. We're missing eating at the Waffle House on some mornings. I miss a big, great waffle. I probably could eat the waffle with the big All-Star, whatever the big breakfast they have with All-Star waffle, the bacon, and all that good stuff. I could probably eat that. Their grilled cheeses at the Waffle House are really good and everything. I noticed another thing on television, getting off of things. This ASPCA, I know they've been running a lot of commercials right now, and they're trying to tug at people's heartstrings, and if you got dogs and stuff, but some people can't afford to give money to these places. I know that, it's bad and it's sad. I see some sad things up on Facebook. There's a few sites I follow that where people lost dogs. There's some dogs that people put out and they look so scrungy and bad and none they ate never in a long time. There's some that's like pitiful. It's sad and everything. And then there's that Shriners Hospital one that they keep running too. It's kind of like pulling at you too. I'm like, we're struggling here. They need to just pull these commercials for a little bit here. And people can't give, because we're having a rough time right now. Some people. But, they're struggling too, I know. But, hey, that's like it is everywhere. I don't know if we should open back up for a while. I don't know. This is going around and around. Everybody's, different ways on this stuff. And it's causing a lot of havoc with everybody. But you don't know what else to do. You're just like, okay, you want to kill everybody and make everybody sicker or whatever. I don't know which way you want to go with this. And there's no way you can distance yourselves in a lot of other places. There's not. And then, hard part is from the way they got these stores, go this direction, want to go back this way. It's hard for me to go up and down aisles and go back, especially if you're wanting something on the other end of that aisle, you don't want to go straight down the aisle and have to come back up the other aisle. It gets confusing, and there's some stores that ain't going to follow that, and there's some that don't. But there's some people don't think these things through. When I was listening to somebody who was talking about how you pay, like you're standing in front of the cashier and the pay thing's down on your left, away from where you're at. You want to go down there where it is because you don't want anybody seeing what you're doing on your card or whatever and your numbers. And if you can't, if somebody yells at me, they're going to be wishing they hadn't. Because I work under security. I'm trying to follow the rules too, but, I don't want that to be a compromise where somebody steals my information and then I'm, without what I have. That's the way I look at it and everything. But I don't know. It's just, you try to do the right things, but people are just not, it's not going to work. And you're going to have to close stuff back down again. I know we're trying, to see how things go. This right now is a very crucial voting thing. And a lot of these bad thinking people and what they're doing might get them voted out or something bad. The politics is really is playing on this one this year because of all this stuff. But you just don't know what's going to happen. But you just hope, and pray the way things go. But I think I've done a lot of big shows on this one. That's a lot of talking in 23 minutes. But you do a lot of talking if you're thinking about things and as you go through it. I've been doing this. I know I've done over 230 or 20 something episodes. I'm hoping to hit 300. And I want to get a bigger following. I want to hit over 100 followers on my Facebook page, and I'm about close to it. I'm 80 followers and 76 likes, and I'm hoping to get more. I want to get a big following, and they're talking about, get 1,000 followers. Mine is not like a business. Everybody's like, it has to help your business. I'm kind of like a business, but I'm not really. I'm just a podcaster who loves doing what he's doing, and then kind of, I am making a little bit of money. Well, I ain't made any money yet, but it's kind of like making money on the commercial that's built into this thing on Spreaker.com, and it's kind of helping whenever it hits a certain amount, I'll finally get the money, but it's going to be a while. But it's taking a while, but it's, it's a process and work. They only pay like 1 cent per thing, and sometimes I make it pretty good. But every time I get a new status thing from this, it's pretty good. I've been happy with, the work this thing's doing, and and everything. And I like talking about wrestling. There's a lot of things I like to talk about, like wrestling, and there's a lot of podcasts that's talking about wrestling. That's going Broadway is talking about wrestling and stuff. They give away pretty cool items. I would love to win one of those wrestling belts. And that's like something not many people can afford those because they're really high. And I priced them. They're going for 200 plus. And, like have an old NWA belt, in your collection is like pretty cool. And I used to have the WCW World Heavyweight title. And once I still had that booger in my collection. And that one I'll never be able to get back. Because I had the little change-out things that had it, and it had Kevin Nash left on it. And it had the actual bag it went with it and everything else. I've been thinking about some other things. My friend does these t-shirts, like the one he created for my show. I wear around a lot. I thought about redoing some of my wrestling t-shirts and redoing them and take the design off the back and re-logo and actually like the crew shirts and put them in a bigger shirt where I can wear them again, like on a 6X or 5X. And, I like to redo some of my shirts I have in there, especially the Fox, the high school Friday night shirt I have. I like to wear that one day. But I like to have it redone and where I can at least, wear it. It's like I have the NWO shirt. There's one NWO shirt I would love to have what I have on the video game, where it's red and black NWO or on the back it says 2 words "suck it" with a DX symbol and everything, but it's in red. The words are. I like that because I designed it. Just took something and ran with it, and it made it pretty cool. The only thing I didn't like about WWE 20, it doesn't have the Wolfpack music. And it kind of made it boring. And the game has too many glitches. That's probably why they are having to rethink the wrestling game. Because if they don't, rethink it, they are not going to make a good game. I think AEW, last night wrestling from AEW was awesome last night at the end. They're going to extreme wrestling. They're actually having people bleed in this thing. I don't know if it's real blood or not, but it's kind of going back to the old NWA days and stuff on that one, and everything. It's kind of cool. I liked it. I ain't seen nothing like that in a long time. But alrighty, I think I have talked enough today, and I'll be back tomorrow for the big Friday Blast Off show and everything. And I love doing these live shows. I actually just type in what I want, and that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm talking about all kind of different topics today and everything. And I got a lot of things I got to do right here for right now. And I want to jump out of here. And everybody has a great Thursday, and stay safe out there. Think about I would wear a mask and stuff, but it's hard to breathe when you got asthma. It's true. It's hard enough to breathe as it is already. Is with them things, it makes it worse. But I hope everybody stays safe out there, and maybe they will try to figure all this out and just don't open up too soon. I think I don't know how many people listen to my podcast, how far it reaches, but everybody, I thank you for listening to the Great Man Radio Show, and I'm going to end up jumping out here. I think it's one of the hope everybody has a great Thursday, and this is Great Man for Great Man Radio Show. It's Socket TV time, and it's Bimini's time too also. Peace, I'm out. Thanks for listening.
Sock it to yourself. Sock it to me.